Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join me are my co-host, Ian.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Joseph.
Yellow.
Jay Hugh.
Wonderful.
Back again with the latest round of Hollywood ongoings, Ian. I sucked at this last week, so how about you take the lead?
So there's actually been some cool stuff that we want to talk about, some stuff that's ridiculous that's actually happening.
Yep.
But we're going to start off with maybe some potential future Oscar bait. We're going to talk about Oscars later on our main episode. Mm-hmm. James Mangold, who did Logan, and I think he did The Wolverine also, and 3:10 to Yuma.
Walk the Line.
He's going to do... Oh, did he walk the line?
He did.
So he's going to do a Bob Dylan movie.
You're looking at me like I'm wrong about this.
I don't think he did.
Did he not do that movie that we just saw?
He did do Walk the Line. He did Ford vs. Ferrari.
Ford vs. Ferrari. Fuck,
He probably did walk the line, too. He's going to do a Bob Dylan movie.
He did do Walk the Line.
He did walk the line. That's the main thing he's known for.
That makes sense.
Timothy Chalamet
Yep.
is going to star.
Oh, sorry, you were waiting for us to correct you.
Yeah,
You said it correctly.
That was right.
Who
Playing Bob Dylan.
Who I hate on this podcast, pretty famously.
I'm with you. Like, I hate his face and his general persona, and I hate him in interviews, but he is good in everything.
I know, but I think he's just an awful person.
He looks like young Bob Dylan, in my opinion. So
Yep.
if that's the requirement and he meets it.
He's Little Women, won a bunch of Oscar nominations. We'll talk about him later. I saw it. It's great. So
I mostly want this movie to do well, so maybe we get a Neil Young movie.
Does
That
Bob
would be
Dylan have
fun.
an interesting story? Like, what is Bob Dylan?
I mean,
like, what's the take on this?
He has an interesting story. I doubt they'll tell it because he's basically a fictional character that he made up. So,
he's won like a Nobel Peace Prize, and like he's done a bunch of things. I think, right?
Nobel Prize in Literature.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Last of the Mohicans is going to get developed into a TV show, HBO Max. Dude, this could make me like buy it a month after the show is finished so I can watch it for 1 month and then cancel it. Because I do love that fucking movie.
I do love that movie too, but who do you get to fill
Daniel
all
Day-Lewis.
those shoes?
I
Daniel
know.
Day-Lewis, John McTiernan. Who do you get to fill those shoes?
Yeah,
you could go before the movie, I guess. Like, what made Hawkeye? Like a young Hawkeye.
Well, I think if you're going to do it, I don't want a thing before the thing. I want the thing.
Yeah, I think that's... Because I don't know where... You can't mess with that. Like, you have to work around that movie.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to be, you just remake your own version of it. You know what I mean? Like, and since you're doing it in a different format, and I mean, hey, that worked with Fargo, right?
That's true.
You didn't
That's
think
true.
you would have, but it worked fine with Fargo. So maybe it's not enough to make me buy HBO Max. I don't think.
French Indian War is a war not adapted a lot. So maybe it'll be interesting. Parasite, which is a movie Joseph's seen.
Correct.
The rest of us haven't. It also got nominated. We'll talk about it more later. It's going to get developed into an HBO show, I think. Also HBO Max? I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Some HBO property. There's too many HBO
I don't really
things.
understand the distinction between...
I think everything on HBO Max is HBO, so it'll be on HBO Max.
But
Adam McKay is going to do it.
I'm interested to see how this goes because it's Adam McKay and it's coordinated with Bong Joon-ho, who made Parasite in the first place. And,
Did he write it and direct it, or did he just...
Bong Joon-ho?
Yeah.
I think he... Oh, I don't actually know. I should find that out. But it's a pretty specific, like, small story. Like, it doesn't... I don't feel like the story that's told in Parasite would scope to anything else. I think the only other way that you'd go is, like, have other kind of, like, not class warfare, but other stories about, class dynamics. I'm not really sure. I'd be interested to see where they go with it.
They could take it in like a Black Mirror episode, like kind of direction.
They absolutely
and
could.
like three,
Yeah.
and all about class instead of technology.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea.
Or just make it a straight remake, American remake. That's
But do you
probably
think-
where they'll do.
Do you think they could do 10 hours of it, of content, based on what you've seen in a 2.5
Could you do like a Watchmen
movie, or-
miniseries, like a little 8 or 9 episodes?
I mean, honestly, Black Mirror is probably a good comparison because I think one of the things that the movie does well is it like recognizes kind of subtle differences between the lives of the rich and the lives of the poor, and I feel like you could absolutely structure entire episodes based on like just little distinctions between the two. I mean, I think it could work. It just depends on whose hands it's in.
I want to see this movie because I didn't know it was so good. Then I started reading up on it. Is it funny or dramatic?
It's both. It's all the things,
And it's all subtitles.
yes.
Is it hard to follow, or is it pretty?
No, it's pretty. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, and it's not a long movie.
Like
Normal.
Yeah, it's a normal.
It's not like an Irishman.
It's one of those. It's one of those movies where it does not have a traditional act structure. So, like the story I thought the story was about ended about halfway through, and then there was another story that I wasn't expecting.
Scott Derrickson, who's going to direct Doctor Strange 2. He directs Doctor Strange. This is like, they have high expectations for this. Elizabeth Olsen's supposed to be co-starring. A lot of their TV shows leading up to it, like WandaVision and the Loki show, are supposed to tie in. He dropped out. Sounds like creative differences.
Joseph does not like Scott Derrickson.
Fuck Scott Derrickson.
I don't think Scott Derrickson had any voice in a room. I think they were like, these are your action scenes. This is your script. And you're doing these things because it's all a fucking on a rail at this point. And he wanted to do some different shit because he said he wanted to make it a horror movie.
I mean, I thought it was confirmed that it was going to be horror. Yeah. It's crazy that he's dropping out because I figured this was like almost already done.
I also figured it was probably almost already done.
Well, I don't think. I mean, it comes out 2 years. So I mean,
okay. I didn't know. So it was so far away.
I mean, it's not. Yeah,
they've just been talking about it for a while.
And also, he just seemed like he was really into this. Like he didn't seem like somebody who was going to drop out. So this is pretty surprising, and it's the first like Marvel news I've heard in a while that has me a little worried that maybe things are getting shitty behind the scenes.
Yeah. See. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the biggest thing is that he wanted to make more of a horror movie and Marvel didn't. I feel like the script and everything is going to be his script, but his maybe interpretation of...
Did he write the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Him and a guy named Robert Cargill, I think. Robert C. Cargill.
Wow.
And I think they both wrote this one as well. I just feel like probably creature design and shit like that, he wanted a more darker horror tone where they just probably really wanted it to be... scary to 4-year-olds.
Yeah, more PG-13 action-y.
Which is fine for me because I can only handle scary for 4-year-olds.
Yeah, because they're hoping this is going to be like a mini Avengers kind of movie in between the Avenger movies because it's going to have a lot of the team-up people. This and Thor Love and Thunder, I think, are their two ones they're really banking on.
Yeah, I think we've definitely speculated that this is, if not like their marquee big movie with all the people, definitely like the structural movie that sets up a bunch of other shit that they want to do with the universe.
And I feel like if they're going to do the multiverse, they're going to have to show some of the pre-existing characters in different versions of the multiverse.
Yeah.
So.
I think you'll see a lot of cameos in this movie.
Probably. I mean, I think what's interesting is they're going to have to get somebody who's fine just cookie cuttering whatever else because they want this movie's supposed to start filming in April. If you want Scarlet Witch and Vision to come out this year and it's supposed to tie right into it, like you got to, the movie can't be delayed.
Like I said in our group chat, I would not be surprised if the Russo brothers step in just because they're not doing anything. I know they're doing a Tom Holland movie but they know Disney, they know this, and this is going to be, they're hoping this makes a lot of fucking money.
They did.
And they did Doctor Strange great.
I liked their Doctor Strange better than the movie.
Agreed.
For sure.
And I think they're comfortable being dictated to in a certain degree. And then another rumor is Disney Plus show Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I guess Jar Jar Binks is supposed to be in some degree.
With a beard, apparently.
Look, I would love Jar Jar with a beard.
I didn't, when you guys put this in the group checks, I didn't comment because I wanted to save it for the show. I'm so fucking down with this. I'm super into this. Like, I could not be more into a decision.
Jar Jar's aged well for me.
I feel like
I've come back around.
I feel like it's time to give him a second chance.
I agree.
I mean, I just feel like they wouldn't do it if they didn't have something cool to do with it.
Yeah. Even if you just do more episode 1, I like Jar Jar. I'm going on the record. He's not that bad.
And I think if...
Misa like him.
Used in moderation... if he was like the comic relief with, like Obi-Wan, who's probably going to be more, bitter and old in this one, I think that could be dope.
I am on record on this podcast by saying I think at least JJ hates the prequels. Maybe Disney hates the prequels. So for them to actually embrace that shit is a good thing. And I'm critical of the prequels, and I'm critical of Jar Jar, but it's the right thing to do. Like,
I think
tying it, you can't tie it into people that come along after he's dead. So at least give him people who he interacted with beforehand.
For sure. And kind of the same argument that you made for using Rosemore in the Rise of Skywalker is if there's a character that people don't like that you have an opportunity to work with, just make them more likable.
Yeah, right. The challenge is to make them better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Rose is awful.
Oh, all right.
That's going to be on Ian's tombstone.
Next thing is Birds of Prey 2. Dropped the trailer. It looks awful. I mean, there's no other way around it. It's rated R, which I didn't expect. For some reason, I thought it was going to skate by at PG-13, but she's like blowing up cocaine and then like sniffing it in the trailer and then killing a bunch of people. Kind of has a Deadpool vibe, but in the worst way, and I'm already so you know how I stand on Deadpool. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I don't disagree with any of your points.
The thing seemed so generic to me that I can't even have a strong negative opinion about it.
Yeah.
It's just like there.
It's literally CW TV in a movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Cheap. Like, none of them even have superpowers. Like,
yeah, well,
who is Cassandra Cain?
I mean, she's a cool character in comics. She was the...
You say that about all characters.
She was the third Batgirl, and I've talked about her on the show before. Basically, an assassin takes her in as a child, and instead of teaching her how to speak, he teaches her language as violence.
You did tell us that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's a really cool concept, really cool character. I'm sure they'll fuck it up in this.
So far it just looks, and the movie could be completely different, but it looks like everything stopped on this movie when they said, what if we have Harley Quinn and a bunch of other women?
Yep.
And that's the movie.
Right.
Yep.
Having said that, I think Margot Robbie is good as Harley Quinn.
She is good. I think
And
she's good in it too.
I'm excited to see that part.
I see, that's the thing.
I think she is.
It's a hard character, and I
You don't think she's a tad annoying at times?
Oh no, but that's part of the character. I implore you to go watch the Harley Quinn DC animated film with Melissa Ranch.
Yeah.
From the Big Bang Theory doing Harley Quinn. It's fucking atrocious.
Okay, so it could go bad.
It can go very bad very quickly.
Yeah, as we talked about before, there are only a couple of things in Suicide Squad that I enjoy, and her as Harley Quinn is one of the things that I actually enjoy from that film.
I like Ewan McGregor as Black Mask.
And I'm always down for Ewan and things.
Yeah.
So
He'll go for it.
Yep.
Fargo, season 4.
Yep.
I just watched it.
the trailer.
Yeah, just the trailer. Comes out in April. Chris Rock starring, Jason Schwartzman, Ben Whishaw.
Yep.
Bunch of other people that I feel like I know, but I couldn't place.
Yeah.
But it looks good. What do you guys think?
I think it was super nice of them to make this shit just for me. I'm fucking so excited about this.
And we've talked about the plot before. It looks like it's two rival gangs in like the 50s. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah.
And they swap sons to kind of keep the peace. So
they basically take the plot from New Gods, which they've said they did on purpose.
Yep. So it's an African American gang and I think an Italian gang or a Jewish gang.
I think it's an Italian gang.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm totally into that. Fargo, if anyone hasn't seen it, is totally like
all 3 seasons are great.
Yeah,
I like season 2 the best, but
I'd say season 1's the best.
I also agree. Season 1's the best.
But it's special. It's like on the wire, Breaking Bad. Like it's on that level.
It works way better than it should as far as like movies adapted to TV shows.
I always remember season 1 episode in the snowstorm. Like there's like a blizzard and they're all out there and it's so fucking good.
I mean, Easter eggs can be annoying and and take you out of shit and stuff like that. But the Easter eggs in this where they show little bits of Coen Brothers movies interpreted in new ways, I fucking love.
Yep.
I mean, the part in this trailer I marked out for the most was, ma'am, you have a panty on your head. Son, you have a panty on your head is my favorite line from Raising Arizona, which is the movie that made me a Coen Brothers super fan. So I'm super down with this.
Yeah, this is and this guy's doing fantastic. No, he's doing Star Trek next.
Doing Star Trek.
Yeah.
He said it was total reboot.
Yeah. He's done a lot of good stuff except that Natalie Portman astronaut movie.
Wait,
but
it's going to be a total reboot?
We haven't seen it. We can't say for sure.
That hasn't been confirmed.
Everyone has a thing.
But he said it's his own new thing. So
yeah, I did hear a rumor.
I'm fine with new thing, but keep that cast, man. That cast is great.
That's a really good cast.
We'll see. And then the final thing just dropped today, hot off the press. Jones texted it out. Jared Leto, the clown prince of crime, who I also hate. He kind of reminds me of Timothy Chalamet, just like 20 years later on drugs. Morbius.
Yep.
The living vampire.
Which is, for those who are unaware, a second-tier Spider-Man villain in the Marvel universe.
I would say third tier if we were being
he's not really a villain.
He's more of like an anti-hero that comes into conflict. He was like the Punisher, but, never caught on.
I will say if this trailer screams anything, it's anti-hero.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, that's their whole shtick at Sony.
Absolutely.
You guys obviously hated this. I didn't think it was that bad.
I'm not surprised.
I didn't hate the trailer either.
I hated the trailer. Look, and I'm appalled that Sony's like, I'm just going to put a tie into the MCU, and it's going to raise our box office arbitrarily. This movie's going to be awful.
I mean, Venom already made $1 billion.
But tie it into Venom. Start your own shit. Literally, if they didn't even call Disney and ask them, this is the funniest shit ever.
I tell you my one complaint with it here. Okay, finish what you're saying.
No, I was saying Michael Keaton is, that's why I'm saying is Michael Keaton at the very end does a stinger in the trailer. They don't even do a stinger in the movie.
It's
a stinger in the trailer. hey, I'm Vulture.
They
I'm back.
want you to know.
I know they're selling the MCU.
Absolutely.
And it's not even theirs to sell. Like, fuck that movie.
My big complaint is if you got Jared Leto as Morbius, just lean into the goth shit. Don't try to make this Venom. Try to make it the fucking Crow. You know,
that would be cool.
That's a fair point.
You know, and I don't really think they did enough of that.
Again, I'm not fully convinced that this whole movie isn't a 30 Seconds to Mars marketing campaign.
It could very well be. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, as long as it doesn't go deep into the Marvel universe, I'm fine with them using Michael Keaton. It's always good to see Michael Keaton on screen.
Yeah, I mean, I want Michael Keaton to have work. That's not the point.
And he's so great.
Yeah, no, it's just fuck Sony for this movie.
I would say is there an Academy Award-winning actor who gives a shit less than Jared Leto at this point?
Yeah, that's true.
Nicolas Cage, but
Maybe. I guess that's fair.
No, the thing is, I think if the opportunity arose, if Nicolas Cage got financially liquid again, he would go back to being a real actor.
that's possible.
You know, Jared Leto, Lego again. Jared Leto,
Lego my
does
Jared
not give a
Leto.
fuck.
Yeah, he just does not care. Having said that, like, it's not a movie that really interests me. I had very low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised. I think showing him actually as the vampire, smart move. It was a horrible marketing move to not show Venom in the first trailer.
He's
for
doing
Venom.
like a Stephen Hawking impression in the first half of the trailer.
Well, that's...
And the second half,
he
he looks very pale. I don't know.
I guarantee Jared Leto got it right that time. Said, well, does he have any sort of, like when he's sick, does he have any sort of handicap or problems walking? And they're like, no, not really. Well, could he? Could he need crutches?
He's got a blood disorder.
Yeah.
Can it be like polio?
So,
Can I lose weight arbitrarily for this role?
We'll see.
Oh,
We'll watch it and make fun of it.
Yeah, we'll watch it, but it'll be bad. But, you know, it's fine.
It's going to be a bad movie.
Yep.
And if you pay money to see it, I judge you.
Well, I mean,
We might do it for this podcast.
we have to pay money to see it because of this fucking podcast.
I'm not spending any money on this movie.
This is a topic that the three of us discussed. You fail to realize the rest of us don't do that anymore.
Right. We're no longer in that life. We have to pay.
I
to
hope
see
I
it.
hit a little higher because of that. I'm not paying for more. Morbius?
Morbius.
starring Jared Leto.
Morpheus starring Jared Lego. Yeah.
And that's the news.
And that's the news. Fantastic. So also hot off the press, well, less hot off the press by the time this episode comes out, but still pretty hot off the press. The Academy of Motion Pictures and Arts and whatever it
Can
is.
you just say the Oscars?
Fuck you! The Oscars released their nominations earlier
Nobody
today.
Joseph
believes
puffed
you're
his-
smarter than them.
Joseph puffed his chest up right there.
Released their nominations for the 2020 Oscars. That should be on February 9th, I think, early February. And we're going to go through the nominations, talk about the snubs, talk about the surprises, and go through our predictions on who we think is going to win and who should win, which are two different things. So join us a little bit later this week for that. If you want to get in touch with us about any news that we missed or about how you feel about Morbius the Living Vampire, you can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at realphonies and on Instagram at real_phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys later.
Later.